Welcome to the Arlington Street Church podcast. Founded in 1729, Arlington Street continues today as a gathering place for progressive people of faith in the greater Boston area and beyond. We are located at the corner of Arlington and Boylston Streets, across from the Public Garden in Boston, Massachusetts. Please visit ascboston.org for more information about this historic Unitarian Universalist congregation. Arlington Street Church, gathered in love and service for justice and peace.
These words by Joseph Miłosz. Pure beauty, benediction. You are all I gathered from a life that was bitter and confused, in which I learned about evil, my own and not my own. Wonder kept seizing me, and I recall only wonder. Risings of the sun over endless green, a universe of grasses, of flowers opening to the first light, blue outlines of mountains and a Hosanna shout. I asked, how many times is this the truth of the earth? How can laments and curses be turned into hymns? What makes you need to pretend when you know better? But the lips praised on their own. On their own, the feet ran, the heart beat strongly, and the tongue proclaimed its adoration. You've invited me here. Parisa invited me, Reverend Parisa. You invited me here, and I'm so honored. And my task is to tell you ridiculous and impractical things you already believe. But you need to be reminded of. Things like life has a great meaning and purpose, and it's worthwhile to do the right thing even if there's no advantage in it. You've also invited me here to make suggestions to you about how to live your life, which are out of left field and from outside the box. After all, I am not your financial advisor looking at your retirement plan or your estate planning. And I'm not your lawyer who's looking at your will. And I'm not the guy who inspects the wiring in your house. And I'm not your doctor looking at your blood work. I am a minister. So here is my message for you today. You need more reverence in your life. Not more reverends. You're blessed with some great ones, but more reverence. Now, reverence is a religious word, and like all religious words, it can confuse as much as clarify, so let's break this down. Some poetry might help. Miłosz again from today's reading. He's looking back at his own life and the spiritual journey he has taken. He is a Roman Catholic, yet very materialist in his way. He, like so many of the Eastern European poets of the 20th century, is a philosophical poet, not a transcendentalist, not a lyricist. He doesn't see nature as evidence of God. He doesn't even hold nature as sacred. In fact, to him, it's the opposite. Nature to him is, big things eating little things and death, predation. He wonders what lies beyond nature, what's eternal and merciful to us. And he has no happy beliefs about human nature and our capacity for evil deeds. And yet, he feels wonder. All I recall is wonder. Wonder kept seizing me, and I recall only wonder, risings of the sun over endless green, a universe of grasses and flowers opening to the first light, and blue outlines of mountains, and a Hosanna shout. 4 lines of wonder and appreciation for the beauties of the earth. But then he asks, I ask, how many times is this the truth of the earth? How can laments and curses be turned into hymns? And what makes you need to pretend when you know better? 3 lines that ask if this beauty that he recalls is all there is. And these 3 lines are the crux of the poem, and it's the question I'm asking. Our lives are often filled with laments and curses. And as a Lithuanian Polish man who lived through World War II and the rise of communism in Poland, and even collaborated with the regime until he defected to the West, Miłosz knows laments and curses. He even speculates whether his sense of wonder is pretending, that we know better than to think the world is beautiful and wonderful. But then the poem turns. But the lips praised on their own the feet ran, the heart beat strongly, the tongue proclaimed its adoration. Almost against his will, despite all the laments and curses, he is moved to praise and adoration, to reverence. Now, there are many people who do not see the hand of God behind the world and all its things, but they are still moved to reverence. A reverence born of wonder and expressed in hymns of praise and adoration. This is the wonderful paradox that perplexes all humanist philosophies. If the world is just stuff, ordinary stuff, sticks and stones and bugs and bananas and battleships and people dying and predators and prey and big things eating little things, why does it all move us so deeply? After all, it's just stuff. Why are we moved to praise it and to adore it? Already this morning we have sung these hymns of praise and adoration, the blue-green hills of earth. What is it that we revere when we are moved with such wonder and delight? In a sense, it's not the object itself that calls forth the reverence. It's not the grass, it's not the hills, it's not the trees themselves, it's something hidden within them. Some more poetry, this one by Mary Oliver, At the Shore. This morning wind, that light-limbed dancer, was all over the sky while ocean slapped up against the shores, black-beaked rocks, row after row of waves, humped and fringed and exactly different from each other. And above them, one white gull whirls, slant and fast, and then dips its wings, turned in a soft descending decision, its leafy feet touching the pale water just beyond the breakage of the waves. It settled, it shook itself out. Its spoony beak cranked like a pump. Listen. Here is the white silky trumpet of nothing. Here is the beautiful nothing, body of happy, meaningless fire, wildfire, shaking the heart. So after several lines of Mary Oliver doing what Mary Oliver does best and so often, carefully observing and describing some element of nature, in this case a seagull settling on the water just beyond their breaking waves, she ends with, "Listen." And I always wonder who she's talking to. Not the gull. Right? Listen. Here is the white silky trumpet of nothing. Here is the beautiful nothing. Body of happy, meaningless fire. Wildfire. Shaking the heart. Yes, this is reverence, but it's not the worship of birds. It's reverence for that no thing, but the body of happy, meaningless fire shaking the heart. It's the raw and powerful life force that animates the bird, that shakes the bird's heart, that shakes Mary's, Oliver's heart. Spirit of life, come unto me. So if you put these two poems together, what do we know of reverence, this way of being in the world, which is foundational to the way of religious liberalism? This adoration and praise of this wildfire, this happy, meaningless fire, this force of life, this spirit of life. That's at the core of our way of being religious. That's how we touch grass. A religious liberal holds that life, that mysterious energy of life, with reverence. Reverence comes from wonder, Muash says. It does not come from a philosophy or a theology or even a theory about the nature of reality. Yes, the world is filled with endless grass, green grasses. And they have to be green because there's chlorophyll in them. Otherwise, they wouldn't work. And it's the light function of the way light travels over long distances, and our brain processes it, that the distant mountains look blue. It's all explainable. It's all just stuff. Yet almost against our will, there's wonder and hymns of praise and eyes wet with tears. Now, we live in a world dominated by pragmatic materialism. We live in a world in which men look out upon the verdant hills and sunny valleys laid out like a quilt before them, and they ask themselves, how many McMansions can we build there? And how much can we get for each of them? I'm not trying to go all Wendell Berry on you, but I am trying to say that we modern contemporary people shield ourselves from wonder. We do not see the wildfire of energy, the isness shaking the heart of everything and everybody around us. We are pragmatic. We ask, what good is this? What's useful here? And we are materialist. It's just hills and rocks and dirt and plants and big things eating little things, and some little animals are skulking around in the dirt like vermin. Oh my God, I hope none of them are an endangered species, because then it would screw up our plans for a development. And that's how it's so easy to treat each other the way it is sometimes done. So my message to you is, let reverence happen with you. I know it's ridiculous and impractical, and it's, something that's okay every once in a while, No. Treat your life and the world you live in with all the respect and joyful appreciation you would give your child's picture when they bring it home from school to hang on the refrigerator door. Another poem about reverence, this one entitled Golden Retrievals, and it's by Mark Doty, a contemporary American poet who is fortunate enough to have a dog who speaks to him. And one day his dog said, "Fetch." Balls and sticks capture my attention for seconds at a time. Catch? I don't think so. A bunny, a tumbling leaf, a squirrel who's, oh joy, actually scared. Sniff the wind, then I'm off again. Muck and pond and ditch and residue of any thrillingly dead thing. And you? Either you're sunk in the past, half our walk, thinking about what you can never get back. Or else, you're off in some fog concerning tomorrow, is that what you call it? My work, to unsnare time's warp, and woof, retrieving my haze-headed friend, you. This shining bark is a Zen master's bronzy gong calling you here entirely, now. Bow wow, bow wow, bow wow. Perhaps the two most important words of reverence and liberal religion are bow wow. Bow to all of this. The fields of grass, the blue hills, the waves, the birds, the dogs, the old men, the old women, the old everything, yourselves, your toes, your fingers, you're all of this, all of this. Just bow to it and say that first prayer. Wow. There is a power at work in the universe, my friends, a power not made by human hands, but only works through our hands. It is a creating, sustaining, and transforming power. And it is against all odds and obstacles, leading us to beloved community. You can trust that power. You can trust that power whenever you risk for justice, whenever you extend your hand to the lonely, whenever you take a chance on love. So go forth, good people, clad in the power of love, to be seeds of a new creation. Go in courage, go in love, and go in peace.
Please visit ascboston.org for more information about this historic Unitarian Universalist congregation. Arlington Street Church, gathered in love and service for justice and peace.